Ready?
Ready.
Hey everyone, welcome to the latest episode of Snitchin'. It's your host, Kristen.
And Brittany, get ready for the best part of your day.
And we could not be more thrilled about this guest, one of our favorite people. You guys know the whole fam at this point. You
It's the Manconi
obvious,
invasion.
oh my God, no better family to have invade our pod, literally. You guys know Gina, you love her, frequent flyer of the pod. You've met her sister Daniela. You guys met Mo last week talking about travel. And now we are here to talk to Rico, husband of Mo, parent of Daniela and Gina and Maria and RJ. And we are here to talk to him a little bit about what grief has looked like since his son RJ, one of our favorites, passed away a few years ago. And we're going to talk a little bit about who RJ was, what griefs look like for Rico, and also talking about mental health and suicide prevention and just so much that we have learned in the past few years. And yeah, this is just like such an important episode, one that has been a long time. It's been a long time coming. So, Rico, welcome to the pod.
Welcome.
Thank you. Excited to be here. That was a quite an intro. A lot of pressure now.
It's going to be great. And we should also say, I think you've been one of our like day one listeners. Rico's a snitch.
Every
Yeah.
episode.
I mean,
Let's go.
do you have, not to put you on the spot here, but are there any episodes that you really liked just to, fan our egos a little bit?
We love this question.
They're all good. They're all good. I love the one where Heather was on and talked about her journey.
The best.
Yeah.
That was good. That hit me hard. I could relate to that. That was tough. Things like that. I enjoyed the talk of the Masters and golf.
Oh, shout
That
out
was a
Brendan.
fan favorite.
I was not a big golf person, I hear about it all the time, but learning about the Masters was quite interesting.
That's what we're here for. That's what we're trying to do.
So yeah, there was a lot of good episodes out there. So
Well,
it's hard to pick just one.
Yeah, we agree.
and we appreciate the support. And we all know that this episode is going to be one of our best because this topic is so obviously near and dear. And like we said, Rico is one of our favorites. Your family is one of our favorites. So let's talk a little bit about RJ. Tell us about your son. We know him, but tell the snitches. What was RJ like?
He was interesting. He was growing up when he was little, he was just a ball of energy. Oh, he's a lot like Jack.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I
hadn't thought of
so
that.
see.
He didn't listen. He did what he felt he wanted to do at the time. So, trying to wrangle him in was a lot of work.
Probably very excited about a lot of things. I feel like Richard can get very
Oh
excited.
yeah. He's like a Sour Patch Kid. One minute he's as sweet as can be,
Yep.
and the next minute you throw him in a trash bag and put him in bed and put him away for the night. So but he was sweet and he was caring and he was kind and he was full of love. And as you got older, having three older sisters, he grew up kind of having four moms.
Right.
So he learned how to be respectful and caring and that just carried him through.
Brittany, you and I have talked about this. Like, I think a lot of people who maybe didn't know RJ maybe would have thought that he was more reserved because, as you mentioned, the youngest of four, three older sisters.
People are always like, "Oh, you have a brother?" Gina's like, "Yeah, he lives in the basement."
The boy in the basement.
Literally lived in the basement, but he didn't.
Well, and so it's easy to think maybe he was like more reserved, quiet. No, RJ.
No.
If RJ had a topic he wanted to talk to you about, he was interested in. I think the three of us, Harry Potter,
yeah.
Hours. We would be chit-chatting.
This was like when Harry Potter was coming out too. We would be at Gina's and we'd be like, RJ, what do you think about the Harry Potter book?
The most friendly, most talkative. So I always loved that about his personality is like he would talk your ear off about if he was into it and you were into it, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always love that he has three older sisters, but has had more girlfriends than they have had significant others combined.
Totally.
Literally.
That is true. That is true. It's
Always had a girlfriend.
yeah.
Yeah. And so he ended up passing away October 3rd, 2023.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget where I was that day. I was sitting right where I'm sitting now. I was on a one-on-one meeting with one of my reps on my team, and Gina's husband, Bill, called me. And I remember thinking, like, this is weird. Billy has never once called me. So I turned my camera off, put myself on mute, and I made a joke. I remember I was like, where's your wife? I was like, why are you calling me? And he was, he gave us the news that RJ had passed away again, October 3rd, 2023. And I remember he said the way he phrased it, he said Gina's brother. And I remember saying, like, RJ? You're talking about RJ? It just didn't feel real. It was so surreal, that whole moment. And I feel like it's one of those days that's like you have such vivid memories, flashbulb memories of how that day went. I don't know what you want to share about like what that day was like for you or just in the immediate aftermath of his passing. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I could tell you every second of that day.
right.
Wow.
I got the phone call. It was Maria that called, and she was screaming on the phone. And she was like, something about RJ, and I couldn't find RJ. And then she hung up. And then I had to come home. So I was at work, and I just grabbed my stuff and my keys, and I said, I gotta go. And I just left the office, ran out to my car, started driving home. Gina called me and said they found him. He's in Milton. They're taking him to Milton Hospital. So I put Milton Hospital in my GPS to find the fastest way to get to Milton Hospital. Started driving, and then she calls back and she says, take your time. He's gone. So I pulled over, screamed a little bit in the car, and then just took my time getting home. I just tried to get home as fast as I could, but I mean, I was stuck in traffic. I couldn't get home any faster. I couldn't drive, I couldn't speed home. It was just the longest drive getting home.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, it was just try, stop and go, stop and go. And then I get home, walk down the stairs, come in the house, and then Scott Brown was in the living room, just standing there. And I saw him and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And I went over to him and, and I asked him a couple questions. And then I remember falling on the ground. And that was, yeah.
The worst day ever.
Yeah.
I feel like we just had Heather on also with the founder of Emma's Footprints, which we've talked a lot about on the pod. They help families who are dealing with infant pregnancy loss, parents who have lost babies. And one of the things that the founder said that kind of stuck with me was like, for, 6 years, she called it like the blackness, like the darkness. Yeah. She was just like, it was just dark. In those early days, what did that grief look like for you?
I was kind of lost. It's a fog. There's a lot that I don't remember because it was just, the days just happened. You prepare for everything. You got to prepare now for the wake. You got to prepare for this. You got to make arrangements for that. And Mo was very methodical about doing things and making sure this was all set and that was all set. And I think that was her way of coping with what was going on. Yeah. It was kind of like a checklist and make sure that this was all set. And thank God for her strength because that kept me standing.
Yeah.
And I think we just each broke down separately. Like she was strong, I wasn't. I was strong, she wasn't. And it was kind of and we had to be strong for the girls, and it was, so the first year was just, that's how it was. It was just a haze. Everything was a haze.
Yeah.
Nothing seemed real. You're still in shock.
Yeah.
Just one day just kind of fell into the next, and it just kind of all blurred and blended together.
Yeah. I remember I remember going over there, I think the next day, just how everyone is so different. Like, I don't think I saw Gina cry once. Like, just the
Yeah.
way she has to be, I feel like, alone. Whereas I felt like maybe Maria, like she was really like attached to his things. It's just like everyone kind of has their
Mhm.
own way.
Gina's got a kind of a dark sense of humor.
Gina? No.
And I can as well. So, me and Gina will say things, and Mo is horrified at some of the things that we say back and forth to each other. And Mo will be like, stop it, cut it out. It frazzles Mo. But that's how Gina deals with it. But I'm sure alone, it's a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Same as
think,
me. So my time driving to work is my time. That's what I allow myself my time. So I scream
Mhm.
in the car when and nobody's around. Screaming help. So I scream, and people in the cars next to me probably are like, they all like speed up to get away from the car, and that's my time. I roll things back in my head and go back and forth with things. Everybody handles it differently. I'm sure,
Mhm.
Mo handles it differently. Daniela handles it differently. Maria handles it. There's no rules when it comes to grief. There's no right. There's no wrong. It's a process that everybody deals differently. So
yeah.
you got to kind of just, as long as you're not harming yourself, like drinking too much, alcohol, things like that, or then there's really no right or wrong way to grieve.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's true.
But I think sometimes people don't get that. Like, I think there are some people who think if someone's not showing emotion or something,
Yeah.
like either they're not processing it, quote unquote, correctly. And it's like, if anyone is dealing with loss, like you don't have to like do something a certain way. You can just feel how you feel, and like that's totally okay.
Right.
Was there anything that anyone did in those early days that you found comforting, or like if, there's someone who's trying to help and be there and be a support for someone who's
Hmm.
going through this, like anything that really helped you, or no, and just it's just you're going through it and just be there. Like, what do you think?
The most helpful thing I found was just somebody being there.
Mm,
Hmm.
There's no there's
Like
no words
physically.
that help.
Yeah.
The standard going through, with the wake, the standard is, I'm, so sorry for your loss.
yeah.
And that's appreciated, but just being there, that's the biggest thing, is you can show up and you don't have to say anything.
Mm,
It's just that, the comfort of knowing that somebody's there just to be there.
Yeah.
But there really isn't anything anybody can do
I'm
that's
sure
going.
if there were, right, like we would all be wanting to
Yeah.
take that
Jumping at
magic
it.
Right,
pill. Yeah.
right. And there really isn't. But it's just being there. I mean, we are fortunate, Mo and I and the girls who were fortunate that we have a community surrounding us, that we have so much love and support. So that's really helped. So, things like that, like Gina has you guys, she has the squad, and,
Hmm.
and that's huge. And Mo has her friends that she grew up with, her
Hmm.
friend Michelle, who is huge. And I have my friend Janie that I go to the gym with, and
Hmm.
we go and we talk on the treadmill, and we, whatever, and I cry and she cries, and we go back and forth. And so things like that are really helpful, to have a strong support group like that.
Yeah.
And
Awesome.
some people don't have that.
Yeah.
So
I feel like
important.
I've always been impressed too by like how your guys' family, I feel like it's like, I mean, isn't it like 9 out of 10 times, like when husband and wife lose a child, they end up divorced or something? Like it usually breaks the family up, but I feel like your guys' family, like it's only brought you together more.
It's hard. Well, because I don't I don't think Mo or I put any expectations on each other
Yeah.
to heal in a certain way. So
So that
I'm in a
helps.
dad's group, which Mo got me in early, you know. So back in the first probably 5 or 6 months, she was, doing her research, and she said, I signed you up for a dad's group. She said, you need to talk to somebody. And I'm like, "Oh, I don't want to talk to anybody."
Hmm.
Yeah.
But it was the best thing she ever did. When you talk about mental health and loss like this, there is not a lot of support for men.
Hmm. That's
Mm,
interesting.
interesting. Yeah.
If you go and look at these groups, most of it is women. And for men, because men are taught, suck it up,
Hmm.
go back to work, don't
Yeah.
cry, don't show your emotions,
Hmm.
tuck it away and go work. So I'm in this dad's group now, and we meet once a month, and we all get together, and there's usually 15 to 20 guys. And I'm finding that probably 95% of them are having trouble with their marriage
Wow.
because the wives are at a different point in healing than their husbands are.
Hmm.
And their husbands, so their wives think that the husbands have moved on faster than the wives think they should have,
Oof.
when they just show their emotions a
Dicey.
little differently than the wives do.
Right.
Hmm.
It's not that
Hmm.
they moved on faster, it's just that they show it a little differently.
Well, they're
Yeah.
Where,
conditioned to not like
right.
communicate. Yeah.
So where Mo and I, we communicate with each other.
Hmm.
We talk about it. We talk about RJ all the time. We don't try to, push it away like he doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
We talk
That's
about him like
huge.
he's still here, and that helps. But, she grieves differently than I grieve. It's not the same process for me and her.
But that's so interesting. Like for men, it's so true. Like there's a level of, yeah, like you're preconditioned to say, don't bring up your feelings, don't cry
Yeah.
about it, like you mentioned. And that's really difficult. So I'm glad to hear that like a men's group or dad's group really
Exists.
helped
Yeah.
you because,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we have talked about this before with suicide, that the topic alone is, I guess, like, do you feel like people who haven't gone through it or maybe aren't close to you, weren't close to RJ, like, have you had anyone almost treat you differently or have a hard time
Or has it
talking to
been
you? I
hard
don't
more,
know.
even if it's
Yeah.
just like a mental hurdle for yourself?
It's the friends group has changed. My outer friends group has changed quite a bit.
Oh,
Really?
really?
Yeah. People don't talk to me the same. Or when you do get together with people, you get the look,
Hmm.
Mm,
like,
hate
oh,
that.
how you doing?
Yeah.
Right.
They give you the eyes and the how
Ugh.
it's like, I'm still a person.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know what I mean? It's like, you can talk to me.
Right.
When I initially went back to work, I got to my office, and I'm in an office with three other guys. And I got up, I went to the bathroom, I came back, and as I was coming into the office, I could hear the guys in the office talking, and they were talking about their sons. As soon as I turned the corner and came in the office, dead silence.
Ugh.
Huh.
And I got in, I sat at my desk, and then nobody was saying anything. And I turned and I said, listen, guys, you can talk about your sons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to walk on eggshells. You can talk normally around me, and it's not going to break me. It might make me sad, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I said, do not talk about your sons because of what happened. You know, so and then in turn, the conversation started. They started talking, and we started talking about RJ again. And so it was
That
great.
is good.
It worked out
Yeah.
well. They stopped being awkward,
Yeah.
and then everything was fine that way.
It's
But
good to
good
give
on,
people that permission.
I was just gonna say, like, good on you, Rico, for saying something. And,
Hmm.
it sounds like that they felt like they needed that permission from you to be able
Hmm.
to talk openly around you. But it
Yeah.
still sucks that you have to like hear other people
Yeah.
censoring themselves and then have to be the one to address it,
Yeah.
Like,
And I guess I can understand it, because I probably would have been uncomfortable if it was reversed.
mhm.
Hmm.
I think differently now as well. I don't, I'm less tolerant of the little shit that happens in life now. The small, like I go to work now and people come in and complain about little things.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, shut up.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, really?
Yeah.
Perspective.
You spilled your coffee today and you're this upset about your coffee?
Yeah. Like
I
Cry
said,
Me a River.
let's have a talk. I'll give you something to really be upset about. It's like, so things like that, I just don't care anymore about the little things like that.
Yeah.
I
Makes
focus
so much
more on,
sense.
on family now and, being with the girls and Mo and things like that.
That's good.
Are there things that you feel like people misunderstand? I guess you kind of did just address it. You're a person, and that doesn't go away or anything, but I
No.
guess like what people misunderstand about parents who lose a child that way.
Well, yeah, everybody stopped talking about RJ like he didn't exist anymore. You know what I mean? It's like nobody wanted to say anything because I think they were afraid that they would upset us.
That's
Mo and
exactly
I.
what Tracy said about Emma from Emma's Footprints. She
Yeah,
said the same
it's
thing.
it's like, oh, don't say anything about RJ because Rich might cry or Mo might cry or
Yeah.
they might get upset but that's the worst thing that you can do is because you don't want to forget him.
Right.
Yeah.
He's still here. I mean, he's still.
He's still coming through those lights too.
Yeah.
We're going to obviously tell that story.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Uh,
Oh yeah.
But no, we keep going back to this episode, but it's just interesting the parallels that we've noticed, like, the Tracy Heather story. And now what you're saying, Rico, is like, I remember, and I said it before, Heather being like, I want to talk about Lila. Like,
Yeah.
I'll tell you
yeah.
if it's not the day,
Yeah.
but don't not bring her up. I want to talk about her.
Yeah.
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 And like hearing you guys, like, I mean, even like with Gina, like I hear how often Gina brings up RJ. So I'm like, okay, this is
Yeah.
cool. Like we can all talk about RJ and it's fine. So like when you guys kind of like lead it sets a good example, I think.
And sometimes it still hurts. I
Yeah.
mean, and I cry on a
It's
dime now,
okay.
but I don't care. I cry, and then that's okay.
Yeah.
But I enjoy talking about them.
Yeah. Like the
And
worst thing that
eventually,
happens is someone cries and it's okay.
right. But eventually, hopefully, over time, I'll be able to talk about them and not cry. Be able to tell the stories and have fun telling the stories without crying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a process.
Do you feel like you said that first year was like a fog and it's hard to remember everything? You're just kind of going through the motions. Like, how do you think things have changed for you in the past, what, year and a half now, or almost the past 2 years compared to that first year?
Well, I'm going to say the second year is the hardest, has been harder than
Mm.
the first year. The first year, you're kind of in shock. Everything's a haze. You're kind of walking around with those rose-colored glasses on, so you don't really see clearly.
Mm.
As you get into the second year, you start to realize, oh shit, this is real. Now it's your second Christmas, your second Thanksgiving, your
Yeah.
second birthday, your second, and it's like, oh shit, this really is real.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, so far, it's been worse than the first year.
I don't think I realized that, but I can understand what you're saying. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's the permanency of it and that hitting.
Right.
If you did have, if you were to meet someone who's in fresh going through this, like, or even, a couple years out, maybe in the exact same boat you're in, what would you say to those people for, like some inspiration, hope?
Be patient with yourself. It's
It's a good
it's
one.
it's well, because you're a whole new person.
Mm.
You're not the same person that you were. You're two different people now. There's the person before, and then there's the person after. So there's a whole separate grieving process now. Not only are you grieving the loss, so not only am I grieving the loss of RJ, there's also I'm grieving the loss of who I was.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm also grieving who he would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The things that he would have done. get married, had grandchildren with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's all these different other things that you grieve, not just not
Yeah.
just his death. So you got to kind of navigate all that stuff. It's all new,
Yeah.
and every day I get up and I wrestle with myself because I'm a different person.
Not
Yeah.
to make light of this, but RJ would totally be watching the new HBO Harry Potter series. We would totally be talking about it,
Oh
I I,
yeah.
I know, and
you
it
know?
pisses me off because I can't go to the movies with him.
Yeah.
I know.
I know. Didn't you do that on his 21st birthday?
I did, and he ordered a Mike's Hard Lemonade. You think
I
I'd
love
order?
that story.
You think I'd order a real drink?
Yeah. Mike's
No,
hard.
We're gonna order a Mike's Hard Lemonade. Like what?
that is hilarious.
Okay.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh. Similar track, I guess, on advice, but if you were to talk to a friend who said, they suspect their kid is struggling with, their mental health, what about that? Is there anything that you think you might say to that person?
Open conversation, open dialogue. If you suspect something, if you have a gut feeling, then you need to have a conversation. Don't be afraid to talk about it. You know, that's the problem with mental health, I think, today is nobody wants to talk about it.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks that there's a stigma around mental health, that puts a label on you. And
Totally.
nobody wants to be labeled, so nobody talks about it.
I feel like therapy has become more like quote unquote trendy lately compared to maybe 15 years ago or something, but it's kind of surface. Like I feel like people go to their therapist to talk about like, yeah, like romantic woes. And that's not to say that that's not something you can do and like you should do. Not, that's a good thing. But do you know what I'm trying to say with that? Like I feel like
I
there's
Yeah.
do.
I mean,
still
it's
that
also, I feel like more
undercurrent.
women than men talk
Right.
about it too.
Well, therapy is only going to work if you're honest with your therapist too.
Definitely. Isn't
I
that the
mean,
truth?
I go to therapy once a week, and that was like the best thing that I've ever done. And that was a tough decision too, because I didn't want to talk to anybody. What am I going to talk
Yeah.
to somebody about? That's
Right.
like, and I fell into that category. Is like, well, what if somebody finds out I'm in therapy? What are they going to think of me if I'm in
Yeah.
therapy? And then, I was like, well, who cares? I'm doing it for my mental health, for me to get better so that I can heal. And it's like, and now I don't want to miss it. So now I go in, I sit and I talk, but you have to be honest. So my therapist knows the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't hold back when I go into therapy and talk to her. So she knows it all.
Like it must
Yeah.
feel good to also know you're going into a set time and place and you're gonna be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's
That's like
times I
having
go in
freedom.
and I don't feel like talking. And I'll go in and I'll sit and she'll look at me and she'll know, okay, he's not going to talk. And we'll sit there for like 2 or 3 minutes in dead silence. And then she'll ask a question. And then she knows how to, because it's been 2 years with her. And
Mhm.
she knows how to pick and weave. And next thing you
Hmm.
know, we're chatting about something and I don't know.
Wow.
And we
Do
just
you
get
do it in
saying.
person?
I go in person, yeah.
Oh, interesting. It's hard to find a good one.
I had Zoom. We had the option to do Zoom, and I tried one Zoom call, and I'm like, no,
Mm, that's
no,
fair.
I like in person.
Yeah.
To even like what you were saying, though, Britt finding a good one, I do think that's another thing. Because like I've gone to a few different therapists, but mainly they've been through like a work stipend. So you can go on to like a
Hmm.
BetterHelp or whatever. And the first like two I think I talked to, I didn't really click with. I don't know. I didn't feel that comfortable. Maybe I didn't really love the questions. I also didn't know if I knew what I was going to talk about. Like I don't know necessarily what I wanted out of it. I feel like since I've gone back like with the intention, it's been better, but I think there's no shame in your game if you don't click with someone right away. Like
No,
you have to be honest, you have to talk, but you should also find someone that is a good fit for you, and not every therapist is a good fit for
Yeah.
everybody.
right. I had
So,
one before her, and it was not a good fit.
Oh,
really.
really?
Yeah, I had gone a couple of times, and I was like, oh, this is not this. Mm-mm.
Can I ask, was it just like her demeanor, what she was?
The first one was a guy,
Okay.
Mm.
and he was just it was just I don't know, he just wasn't warm and fuzzy kind of. You just didn't
Mm,
get that click. It just didn't fit. He would talk and he would ask questions and I would answer, and it just didn't seem to go anywhere. And
Mm.
I think I went like 3 times. After the third time, I'm like, all right, I got to think of a way to break up with this guy. And I'm like, all right, how am I going to do this? I didn't, I
so
felt
awkward.
awkward breaking up with him. And I'm like, all right. And then all of a sudden I get an email from him saying he's leaving the practice.
Oh,
And I'm
like
like, oh,
it's a sign.
I'm like, this worked out. He referred me to the woman that I'm seeing now. Went in, saw her, and the first session was like click.
It's
It
awesome.
was just
That's what
like
you want.
I was like, that was it. I'm like, all right, this is it.
Yeah. Speaking of signs, can we talk about some of the signs you've seen from RJ? Do you want
There
to
are
talk about
some great RJ. Like everyone on this call is a believer in signs, in spirits, in an afterlife.
mediums? Yeah.
Yes, like there's just too much evidence to the contrary. But I am a firm believer that people who maybe don't believe, they're not as likely to see the signs because they're not looking
Yeah.
for them. They're
Yeah.
just, it's like anything, you know?
Yeah.
Manconis have always been believers. And I feel like RJ, obviously knowing that, holy mackerel, that kid comes through
Yeah.
often. Would you not agree?
I agree. Absolutely.
You have a couple crazy, crazy ones, but maybe a story or two about when RJ's come through.
I'll tell you the craziest one. So I have, well, my room is kind of turned into like a shrine to RJ. I have all his little collectible things all over the room. I have my shelves covered in stuff, but I have his vape, this little blue vape that he had, right? His little
Hmm.
raspberry flavor that he used to smoke in the house. And I used to hate, I don't vape in the house. I'm like, RJ, don't. I hate that thing. Don't vape in the
Mm.
house. So I have it now. It's on my shelf, and every so often I'll go by, and I hated it, but I'll take a hit, and then I put it back on the shelf. And 2 days a week I work from home, and I got up and I went to go grab the vape, and it wasn't there.
Oh.
It was gone.
Weird.
It wasn't on the shelf.
Wait, I
Where
haven't
was
heard the
So
it?
story.
I text the girls. I'm like, all
Yeah.
right, who took the vape? I'm thinking maybe Maria came by. They're like, I don't have the vape. I don't have the vape. Nobody took the vape, but it was gone.
Whoa.
Obviously,
You
Mo
found
didn't
it?
either.
No, Mo didn't touch it. Nobody touched it, but
I mean, yeah, who would take that?
it
Like,
was
Yeah,
gone, right? Gone.
that's
wow. So you
crazy.
still haven't found it?
No, I found it
Oh, where?
back on the shelf.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So
Yeah.
riddle me that one. So either one of the girls is messing with me and not admitting to it, or that was a
RJ's
sign,
messing with you.
or RJ's messing with me.
Yeah. And you do know it.
Tell the one with the computer.
The lights.
Remember the computer turned on and you were like, RJ, cut it out. Like, right? It was downstairs in his game because he had this huge gaming console, laptop setup, had a lot of like the whole little station.
Yeah. Well, I have that up. That's what I'm on right now.
Yeah.
But I have this light that I use, and it's a touch light. You touch it and it comes on and comes off. And I was sitting there and I turned the light off, and all of a sudden the light comes back on, and I didn't touch it.
Oh.
Riddle me
And I'm like,
that.
I'm like, dude, cut it out. And the light went off.
So
Whoa.
crazy.
And didn't the medium say he like communicated through lights or
Yes.
something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We met with Maureen Hancock. Yes. Because he was into computers and gaming and all that stuff. So it would be through electronics and things like that.
How did you feel the experience with Maureen Hancock went? Because when did you guys visit with her? Was it 3 months after RJ passed? When was that?
3 or 6 months. I don't remember. Mo would remember.
Did you find that was a good experience? Like, how was that for you? Because I think there's people who want to do that, but, maybe are
Yes.
nervous too.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, she knew things that I don't know how she would have possibly known. There's a lot of skeptics out there when it comes to mediums
Sure.
about, how they know their answers and
Yeah.
things like that. But it gave Mo a lot of peace. she had said, that, it was an impulse thing. He wouldn't have done it if he had known, how much pain it would have caused, things
Hmm.
like that. She knew about the tattoo that Mo was going to get with the wings.
Oh yeah.
So she actually drew a picture of it and held it up.
Wow.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. Things like that. So it was pretty good.
It was helpful. More
Yeah.
helpful than not.
Yeah. Definitely more helpful than not.
I've never been to one. I wanna go
Really?
one day.
Oh,
Never
I'm kind of
know.
Oh, you'll
crazy.
have to go. We're going to see her again in June.
I mean, I totally am a believer, so
Yeah.
I am too.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, definitely. Like, it's just, again, it's like once you believe it, you actually can see it. And then it's like hard to talk yourself out of all the things that you've witnessed that just feel like it has to be, you know? Otherwise,
Yeah.
also, how would they know?
Right.
I also want to say, I feel like one of the things that Brady and I both, I know, feel like you do well is like, I feel like you are very much like you offer yourself to be a support. I know like you post, a lot up on Facebook about RJ and you're
Yeah.
like always saying that you're available. And I
Hmm.
think sending messages out that people that need to see and like but sometimes it's very vulnerable, I think, to do that.
Yeah.
So I guess like how do you find motivation to be a support system for other people and like do you get anything out of that when you are connecting, even in your dad's group or things of that nature? But
I don't know what I get out of it other than I'm just willing to help.
Mm.
If it will ease somebody else's pain, sure, I'm all for that. I read an article that all it takes is 8 minutes to talk to somebody, to sit with somebody,
Mm.
to if somebody's in a bad place, they're looking to make a bad decision. It takes 8 minutes of just, you don't even have to talk, just to be in somebody's company to change their outlook on whatever bad decision it is that they're going to make to switch it around. So, I always, tell anybody, I have 8 minutes. You want to sit for 8 minutes? Sure. I get eight
Yeah.
minutes. You want to go get a cup of coffee? I could sit there for 8 minutes.
yeah,
Even if you don't necessarily talk about it, but just being
Don't
there
have
for
to
them and
talk.
not even
No,
talking. Yeah.
it's not always about talking. It's just about just the connection,
yeah,
just being there. Yeah. So, if I know somebody's having a tough time, I'll send them a message. I got 8 minutes if you need it.
I love that. It's so simple.
Yeah, I think if more people did that, less people would, I don't know.
My niece and
Right.
her girl in her class just this week passed away. It's so easy to mask, right? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
no one knew. And this girl, I don't know much about her, but no, there was no real tells before or nothing that, anyone really thought was like that could lead to this, and it's just, I think, like one of those things where you just never know, what people are
Right.
struggling with. And like
Yeah.
to your point, just asking, just saying I'm
Right.
here, like can make literally the difference.
Because
Yeah.
we had no idea with RJ.
None.
None.
Yeah.
There was no clue,
Yeah.
no tells, no anything. We had plans to go to the movies that weekend. He had
Yeah.
plans to get lunch with Maria that week. He had plans to get engaged. He had
Yeah.
already, I mean, he wasn't withdrawn. He wasn't, he was gaming with
Wow.
his friends that night. It was just, there was no indication. So
You just never know.
It
And
was, yeah,
no,
very
no,
shocking.
no.
is there anything that like you want to touch on, Rico, that we didn't ask you, or I don't know, anything that you just want to make sure you say while we're here? I know, open-ended, but like
Not to put you on the spot.
not to, but we just always want to make sure when we leave that like if there was something you wanted to say that we like give a chance for you to say it type of thing.
No, I just take care of yourselves. I mean, mental health is tricky. It's
Yeah.
you can end up going down, winding yourselves down a path that isn't good. I mean, the last 2 years for me, my mental health was not great. Physically, it took a toll on me. I turned to food instead of drinking. I gained 30, 40 pounds. So physically it beat the crap out of me. But just in general, if you take care of your mental health, that's a huge thing. I don't think people pay enough attention to their own mental health.
Yeah.
Life is stressful, work is stressful, family's stressful, and I think it's more stressful now with the way the world
The
is
world we
today.
are, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Everyone should have a therapist. That's what I say.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
Everyone.
or just also like have things that you can do like just to
Yeah.
help get yourself out of a funk. Like I feel like if I do get up and just get out of my place and go on a walk, like I will feel better 20 minutes later. It's hard to like motivate myself sometimes, especially if I'm couching it or whatever,
Hmm.
but
Right.
there are tricks like this is also a cliche one, but I do feel like journaling has helped me a lot. But if there's things that you can find in your day to day, hopefully that
Yeah.
can
Or
kind
like
of
what
get
you
you out
said
of a
about like
funk.
your drive to the car. There you
Yeah.
go. Is when you can like, vent and do whatever you want. Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I could journal. I'm not a big journaler.
My hand hurts when I do
I
it.
I I, I tried journaling and I just can't put it down on paper. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
I feel that way about meditation. I've tried to meditate so much, like, and I just find it very difficult. It's not something that, but like my brother-in-law like swears by it. I don't
Yeah.
Mm.
know. Just everyone has their things.
Yeah. So yeah, I recommend find your thing and that calms you down and brings peace and use it every now and then.
And we love RJ and we
And
miss
yeah,
him.
We
keep talking
do.
about RJ.
Yeah. I
I
miss
miss
when I would
him.
come over. He always would come up from the basement and say hi to me and
Yeah.
give me a big hug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took pride in
And
that.
his like tater tots
Oh my
and
God,
chicken nuggets.
He did
yes.
not like to share food though. So if he shared food with you, you were lucky.
Yeah, I don't remember sharing. I just remember watching. Yeah, usually we
Yeah,
were all in the kitchen.
that's true. We were always all in the kitchen. Well, we really want to say thank you for coming on and for talking so openly and just being literally the best. You
I
are the
know, we love you.
best. We love you so much. So,
Well, thanks for having me. It was great. I hope it wasn't too depressing.
not
No.
no, not at all. I hope you liked it. So,
Yeah. I
I
told
did.
Mo she was the first adult on the podcast. Now you're the second.
Wow.
I
yeah,
know. Look at
because
What an
that.
honor.
we're not adults.
Yeah. I mean, like our parents' age.
Yeah. Like old people.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're like 30 something, not an adult.
Well, again, great episode. We hope you guys loved it as much as we did. Rico, thank you for coming on. And we will be back with a regularly scheduled program later this week.
Make sure to like us, follow us, comment at us at snitchinpod on TikTok and Instagram. Go to our website, snitchinpodcast.com, and tell everyone you know about us.
Thanks, Rico.
Thanks,
Thank
Rico.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.